kame ho na yema counselor akwaba Shronkokra counselor.
Hello. Dedi kan chia. Na me chia ya hwefo atiefo adofo nyina. So we are talking about raising menchu bitter pill out of love. Ni entia emema ye nom edura enwon wo do ho. Enti na kire se me do. Se koye nwon a menye dede wo ho. Na emo mebi wo ha memene.
Right.
A lot of men die early when it comes to marital life than women, because they believe that men harbor too much.
True.
We keep a lot of pain. We don't most of the time express what we go through. Adintia isan say yidi say e be man su be man no totu a twere ne bo be ma so our culture has educated men that men should not be like women. Men should not complain like women. Men should not nag like women. And so much is expected from a man. Now, today, if we are talking about raising men to bitter pill out of love, the first thing we need to understand is that the head cannot be broken. So the reason why most men in marriages and relationships, they chew bitter pill in love, out of love, is because our head cannot break. Now, when I say the head cannot break, I am not talking about this very head.
Right.
I am trying to indicate the fact that every man is the head of a family.
Beautiful.
And when the head gives up, the rest of the body quits.
True.
Eti wabema ejina ni tutua wadende kokwaje. And that is why men will pay many bills and will still stand on their feet to focus on their responsibility.
Right.
When you push the same responsibility to a woman, she does it for a time and she looks back. Who is here to support me?
True.
Why? Because we are fortified, we are equipped, we are strengthened, we are energized. God has blessed men with set capacity.
Right.
That once we are the head, we must not quit.
Right.
And that is why in the wisdom of God, God first of all created Adam and Eve. God created Adam and not Eve, not because Eve will not be needed. Eve will be needed. But Adam comes first. Why? Because men are endowed to act like God.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He is full of grace. He is full of compassion. He is full of love. He is full of endurance. He is able to hold on to pain.
Right.
So when you meet a man who acts, talk, behave like a woman, that is a question mark. And people keep asking you, na bema no ye ni nyoma se wo ba.
Na papa ma kasa saying, se bema kasa sa bia na say there's a way a man and women behave, and
yes,
there should be a manner and
yes
behavior.
A woman can see something and talk about it when she is supposed to keep quiet. A man can see the same thing and decide not to talk and discuss it, but to think through the pattern of his mind. Eti the oba hu ya ye et saying enfa na ofiri ba ba ma hu a o se et saying se wo ye de na se wo mpra de ye wo twa so enye sa anhye no enye sa aha no enye sa de na ekoso wo pe. But a man has decided that being a man is that you should have the ability, you should have a bigger heart, a bigger platform to accommodate the weakness of the weaker.
Right.
So, number one reason why men can chew bitter pills out of love, number one, because we are the head. And you need to understand that it takes the head for the body to function.
Right.
But ucha minsa, nyame adume bia miwu. Ucha minanya, nyame aduma miwu.
True.
I'm sorry to say that ucha me hene kra, nyame aduma anya miwu. Oh yeah. Yeah. Ope too many, nyame aduma miwu.
Okay.
But why? Because I am able to control the family based on the head.
Okay.
The Oyetreno must be able to chew bitter pills. Why? Because when the head decides to quit the journey of love, the journey of marriage, everybody will follow his way. Study shows that children study their fathers than their mothers. The atmosphere a father creates in the presence of the children, number one, it gives them confidence, sense of belonging. Etuasha, a geography no friendly and calling daddy, did you bring the banana? Daddy, mommy befi awe, mommy welcome, mommy. What will we say you do? But say, yeah. Why? Because once they are growing, they saw that the father used to provide.
Okay.
Why? Because a father has the ability to lead because he is the head. So we actually chew bitter pills because we are trying to tell you that we are not like the hand. So women are the hand of the head.
Okay.
They are here to support, help us.
Right.
Help us.
Right.
Help us. So without them, the head alone cannot work.
Right.
But say, without them, the head must work. So when you meet a woman who has decided that I'm going to spit, bite, talk, argue, misunderstand like a woman, you are lacking in your home. So a man should be able to chew the pain of the house. A man should be able to say, it's not easy, but I'm holding on.
Okay.
A man should not go and cry on the shoulders of a woman and say, I feel like committing suicide. The woman should rather come and say, I feel like committing suicide. Say, Jaisa, very soon God is about to open the door. So number one, let's understand that men are not weak when we decide to chew bitter pills.
Okay.
We are made strong when we decide that we will chew it and still put a smile on our face. So sometimes we endure pain. That is not easy. But we build up ourselves from the inner to understand that men should be able to handle pain than women.
Beautiful. Inti Counselor, what do you believe are some of the bitter pills that men chew?
Okay.
Inti yen fan free home mombra.
Yeah.
Na yen bitter pill na ye kan wasem na ye ka say these are some of the things that are or more rainy at the adeno. Ebine de.
Number one of the bitter pills men go through is to take responsibility over the house when a woman cannot support, will not support, and has not been able to support. Yeah? A lot of men are watching me and most of them are dying within. Some of them are bitter and broken within. But you see a smile on their face. It doesn't mean everything is well. Sometimes things do not go the way they want. But for them, we have no choice. And so one of the bitter pills men chew is for them to provide for the house all the time. Valerie, I sit here to tell you that men do so much you have no idea of.
It's true.
Yeah, a man rents, pay light bill, pay water bill, fill gas, and rent. You know, I say, you 2 years. And if you have a family of 3 children, yourself and the wife, 4 children, yourself and your wife, 5 children, yourself and your wife, then you should understand that single room cannot contain you guys. It's not easy. But the man must, you wake up in the morning and the next thing you need to understand is that these 12 hours, somebody must be eating because of me.
Wow.
When a man is not able to feed the family, he feels less of himself. When you see a man who is not working, fighting the wife, it's not hatred. The man already feels like I am inferior. And yen is saying fata and nimguasia matisemi. There was to me a botakashi. You know, that ego rises up in the man, and the man want to fight you for you to know that Jack, he's still the man.
Right.
Number one bitter pill is for a man to provide for the house when the wife contributes less. Bebe pia henkwalane nyomo bubusebusa. Ase nyame na epi. And an ema bompa yebisa nyame ade. It said every child see the father to be the God of this earth. Provider. To daddy where you are coming, buy me plane, buy me banana. So one of the pills is when a man provides financially and there is no support. Right. And some women has also decided that we will support, but we will support enough because men are to be providers.
Right.
The next point has to do with the sleepless night we go through.
Okay. Another bitter pill.
I'm telling you, a lot of men do not sleep at night. When you open the phone calls, you hear. Nighttime is when we think. Because if we don't think, we will stink. And if we don't think, we will also sink. And so the only time you see a man, sometimes if wives are smart enough to wake up in between times, oba sorry now could tempaso.
Oba nada
Adwindwin.
Ade nkwa.
Ose me bom paye. Ma so daye.
Usi wosi ade.
Usi ye bia.
Me sorry akwadwo so.
Usi akwadwo so. Be man na edwin kwa obefa so obeto nsu. Odwin na dwin. Sleepless night odwin. Memma monko mo nyina wo fie. The next bitter pill is for a wife not to ask the man how your day went.
Another bitter pill.
I'm telling you, many men watching me are broken. Why? Because some wives don't even ask you, where did you get the money from? How did the day treat you? Are you okay? Tell me about your day. They don't care. For them, bring money, provide, let's chop, let's eat. They don't care the rest.
And that is the bitter pill in love, dear.
I'm telling you, they go like, what?
Oh, dear, regardless.
My wife could not ask me, how are you doing? My wife has never asked me, how is your finances? How did you raise that money? Me mefis metia or yirim busao say, how did you raise that money? For her, you need to raise. You must raise. And that is why it has been raised. And so it's like they don't even care about anything. And that is so painful that you go to town, you come, and she looks at you, and it's like, for them, you are okay. Oyare, oyere be show sa, oyare, no busan say and na wo kasa wayase eye. Na wo kono so de ko do se, one me beda. Because my yase am ya busa me mpusa me ho ya na. Me wan so kra to be fi o say am tiu, o se nyame beye. 2 days, 3 days, no busa wo da say na ndra krampo na wo si uti ya we ya. How is it like? O kra wo yere say because she madam fu bia ba ne akokesi kasa wo ba wo mbusa wo say na wadam fu no ko shia na how far. Ade o say o say be free say busa on kan okre. Be free say busa okre hu hia. Ehun like say ko wanya bia ba on. Eno an hia ba fa na bi busa question bebre. No. A lot of men are bitter because they chew bitter pill.
What other points would you share with us tonight, counselor?
Other pills is when the woman's family see the man to be a caretaker over their heads. I have seen men who are providing for their family, the immediate family, that is the wife and the children. And then also, there is a demand that he must provide for the wife's family.
That is a bitter pill.
I'm telling you.
Where they are not dying.
And a lot of men are broken, they are dying. Because washing a man in the year. I was saying the year in the mama and the papa and the siblings is also a home. And 1 year, you make us say the two more thing. And so you cry no be. The Ojera Bontain, a news about 30. It's answer, or by me, but the message about to be there, that's just a silly. And so be an abotonati, not she him. Abrabomu yadia, you paint fee. Yes, if you know. Sometimes those outside the family, they think everything is okay. And yet you are dying. Look at this bitter pill. Men are chewing. Or shally yere, my men and union. What be what they almost what they are what they this year, what they are busiano. Inti, one who are banning near within the chimney and say, and I, opening their fees to Berman. So, Tiberman is a seminina is because of, and yet this family are also ungrateful. Another bitter pills is when a man does all the provision he gives, he does his best, and yet his best is never appreciated.
Okay.
When he does his best, but his best is never appreciated.
Okay.
Adia bema yenyina chi woyere. Sister ya obadi na nka thank you da. Adaya etwaso ye no wa ye ntima nka thank you ye normal. Don't become too familiar with a man who has the ability to provide when you don't understand where he's coming from. The pay he has gone through to put money on the table. Learn how to say, my husband, thank you. The whole year you provided for us. Yeah, when you be shroud. One pay out. Abraham Yame, 1 year kesiye. Debbie. Azabea. The next thing that becomes a bitter pill in the life of a man is when the wife wants to sound like a man.
Okay.
You suggest to us, you don't command us. Why? Because we are not married to our mother. We are married to our wives.
Okay.
Bitter pill. When a woman can command the husband, shout on the husband, scream on the husband, and make the husband feel less. Say, "Onka semi could make Jenny say, Debbie. Or Bechira say, on my gruntia, a Juma conform on what pija. And she swab them no obey more, you know, ye jay. And my bema, ye reho, ye crad and nibutu. Nancy, ye cocaine, Ubin Tiasi. It's the bema by Nancy bema kuma. Another last thing that becomes a bitter pill is to deal with a stubborn woman. A stubborn woman is a woman who does not listen.
A hard pill.
I'm telling you. So I wonder what about when Tiekasa. Oh.
Any a friend is saying a baby draw. In you know, ne side no. Sa baby na ya omode omo boil na kakra. Ye de no so asum. Just say enyo na nkasa. Me say one of the greatest bitter pill men are taking in love is to deal with a woman who is full of herself, arrogant. She doesn't respect anything. When you make instruction, she decides to boycott it. When you are trying to put her right, she rebel. When you want to tell her what you are doing is wrong, she look at you, shake her, and walk away from you. So like, the oh you know, she doesn't care. Ntidian. Ntidian. Aha, ntidian. Obi so abrawa de na, obetumi akomba bushia no wagya me. Wonu so kwa ye boboka. Ti okra onya de abeko. Ti wakame. E friend no si me. And so one of the greatest pure men, is to be married to a woman who is rebellious, stubborn. She doesn't listen. She wants to have her way and behave like a man. True.
If you want to suggest, bring wisdom on board, but don't act like my mother, because I don't need another mother in my home.
Bitter pills, counselor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 beautiful points, which most definitely, it will go ahead to tell us a whole lot. But then, as a man, one mama tia says, "Adia better, they are unpleasant." But we decide to go ahead and do this. What does a man do when they are chewing all these bitter pills, so that it doesn't take a toll on them? Send your baby and confirm bebre emma. Possible. Say bema bet me a poor say where they are not day. I didn't know what's a making a chairman, we a breadwinner, or butchrium. Now refuse any idea. Uncle for bar, I and one dear send your way up a soul bobra. Or buy by just her mamma and means when me papa. A bitter pill. It's taking a toll on the person. Or bet me a poor grana. And now say, quan crop bane. And member fast to send a bitter pill, walk on once me. They are able to endure it peacefully. Number
one, the woman the man is married to must understand that my husband is human.
Right.
And goes through a lot.
Nature said for that of women,
of course, so it's connected to the man. So about the do so be to say no, me man be kumbre. Me man be kumbre.
Right.
It just so be some because me kun. Me who say, what were me dear? Ya many. Show me my mission, papa, show me niano. I think the load is too much. Now Kungas, oh no, I'm okay. No say yes, so you've seen it. I can't. Then you need to understand that your husband married you to raise a family from you, not from them. If he has, he will support. If he doesn't have, don't let him die.
Right. Until for okay.
Number two, every man must understand that what you cannot do, don't force to make it done.
Period.
Period. And so what you can do, be bold, straight, look at your wife and say, I cannot do this. I don't have it. Don't go and borrow to take care of something that will take care of you into prison. Don't do that. Because you see, at the end of and who will know that that which you took, no, some men should be men enough to men out their voice to say that, listen, I'm sorry, I can't. I can't pay that bill to your father, your mother. I can't do that. I can't do this. No. Me to me can hand down my woman because I don't have the money. And wives should be able to understand that. Don't assume he has, and he should. Because in any way, to be honest with you, renting a place for your mother is not your husband's responsibility.
Period.
It's a choice. So when he has, it's a blessing for him. But when he doesn't have, don't force him. So men, let's voice out, speak out, act out. If you can't, you can't. And the last thing a man should be able to do to be able to avoid some of these things, let the woman know your financial status.
As quickly as possible.
As soon as possible. Quickly. Don't immediately. Don't pretend as if you have.
Right.
You are all.
Right.
Your man teach 1,520. So these things I can do. Even in rent, I can't rent this place.
Right.
Yes, I will die. So I think that some men should, it's about time we should be men enough to be able to let our wives and our children know that these things we can afford. So that it will be like, we know once upon a time you did, and you are capable of when you are incapable of. Yeah.
And men and Abrewa said, don't start something you can't finish.
Very important.
And the idea went to me fan query, Mr. Men fan
Yeah, very important.
But Obin Subeka said, after election, no campaign.
Oh, there should be a campaign.
Okay.
Where are the way political party?
And yes, side and side.
No. We say political for no call for 4 years. We are called 40 years, 80 years. With the same person, almost the rest of your life. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. Speak out so that you don't walk around dying with BP. And then she walks around jumping, clapping.
Thank you so much, Councillor D.Y. Donkoh.
Thank you.
God bless you with more wisdom
Amen.
and continue to flourish beautifully to be a blessing unto the generation.
Amen.